we said, what could go wrong? Beautiful location. We got the lighthouse, right? But we didn't know about a certain disease yet called COVID, and that's what went wrong, and that's one of the reasons we didn't open earlier. But we're proud that we're able to do it now in a responsible way, in a COVID-sensitive way, and also allow the facilities to have a lot more outdoor space. So that's one of the things I'm most proud of. And Joe, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about the commercial activity that you and I agreed a long time ago would stay here, and we're very proud of that. So it's to you.
Well, yes, Charlie's referring, of course, to our fishermen of the area. You know, this is our home community, full-time for some of us, and we just love it. And the guys that go out and catch the fish every day they're helping us out big time with the fish market and the seafood market. And again, being a former team player, I'm still a team player. I do have my family over there, and that's the major team, but these guys behind us here have all been instrumental, more so than I certainly have, in getting this accomplished. Here's the man here that had the grand idea to start with Charlie. And again, I'm just thrilled to be a part of this. From the reaction that we've had the last week or so, couple of weeks with our soft opening and all, the friends have been calling from all over town, thanking us and also telling us how good the food is. And the food is outstanding, thank you, sir. And the blessings, So I'm just blessed to be here with you all, this community I love. I don't believe I'm ever going to leave this area. It's been home to me for over 30 years, and I'm looking forward to a lot of friends coming out here.
Hi, 1, 2, 3.
Yay! Wow, look at these. Questions?
Yeah. We'll have to have some answers, though, but we'll figure that out.
Are there any questions?
Yes. How important was it to incorporate the fishermen into the complex here to make sure that they're still able to bring in their haul?
I can take that. Joe and I drove down here many times, and if you were from the area, you remember there was a bunch of broken up concrete slabs. A beautiful lady that used to weigh in the fish in a hut that was probably 12 by 12, and the fishermen would come to a very rickety dock where this one is now, and I don't know how they always got across it. Actually, there was a lot of planks missing, and so it's a long-winded answer to tell you that when we drove down here and we were talking about, let's do this, let's put some restaurants here, this is a great location, et cetera, we both said, you know, every other place on the water, not just on the inlet here, but all around, has bulkheading, mostly concrete, sometimes steel, sometimes wood, which is a little warmer, and that's it. There's no way to touch the water. We have the beach is still there. We even have a handicapped ramp to it. And the fishermen, we wanted that to continue. And when we built the new docks we set up, we were reserving, I think, 6 slips for the fishermen. And we believe there'll be enough volume where they'll be in and out and make room for the next, because as you know, there's different seasons, different weather, and so when they're out there, and they're all coming in at the same time pretty much. And we think we'll be able to accommodate all of them. It's the only restaurant where you can buy wholesale fish in our wholesale fish market that will be distributed to other restaurants as well. So we're continuing a tradition that's been here not only with the local fishermen of Jupiter, but with literally over a century or so from what we see in photographs that Jessica has been able to secure of the Native Americans fishing here in the same area. So this is a very historic area, and the commercial activity of the fishermen to me is very important. And you know what? It's a great thing to be having lunch or dinner here, and when some boats might be coming in, unloading and watching that operation, bringing those fish up to the fish market for processing, that's a wonderful thing. And to me, that's what warms my heart. We're both from the area, and we didn't want to take that away. You know, we didn't need another couple of restaurants with bulk, nothing wrong with that, but we were really able to preserve a very important and historic activity in this area. And the beach, Joe and I talk about that all the time. You're going to see little kids out there, maybe with a takeout from the tackle shack or their own Coke that they bring with them, and go out there and play in that sand maybe. And it's a nice place to be. I think the the management was very wise to reconstitute the hammock out there between the pilings. So, and I noticed a lot of people already doing selfies out there, whatever. So it's nice to be able to touch the water, not just see it. So it was a good question and an awfully long-winded answer. Sorry about that.
How did the idea come about for Charlie and Joe's at Love Street? How was it born?
Well, we had a lot of different names, and we knew we wanted to do this together. We both have strong feelings about the area, and we really felt this would be a special place, so we wanted our names to be attached to it. And I don't know, we were through different iterations, and I kept saying, Joe, you should be first, just so, for the record here, because you know that, Joe.
Yeah, no.
And he said, no, it should be Charlie and Joe's, but that's how the name came about. And I couldn't be prouder to know this guy. I got to tell you.
And what could be better than Love Street? You know, like Charlie's and Joe's at Love Street, man. That's terrific.
Joe and I just wanted to say we really appreciate you being here today. It's a special day for the people that put this together, the 200, I think it's more than 200 now, and the staff. And their job is the hardest, and that is to keep the quality of the food and the service second to none. And from what I've seen and heard, they've done that really well, and we're especially proud of the staff. They will continue this, and we got a great beginning, but it's the first quarter, as we both know, for them. So we're fourth quarter guys now, but it's their first quarter. God bless them.
One last question, if you don't mind. Why did you guys select Jupiter as your location? What do you love about Jupiter?
Joe, you're on.
Well, the people, the location, it's spectacular. I believe I love Jupiter like most of you that live here love Jupiter. The history of Jupiter also, going back 100 years or more. It's a spectacular place. It has wonderful history. I love the blue skies as opposed to gray up north at this time of the year especially, and green. Blue and green's better for me than gray and brown, all right? I started hating gray with the Oakland Raiders, all right?
And speaking of Jupiter, one of the special things that I'm proud of is that the Collins group, Jeff Collins and his group really did a lot of the architecture and planning. And really, we wanted this one building behind us, which is now called the Lucky Shuck. We weren't good. We didn't plan all the names. We were told, but they're good names. The Lucky Shuck. We gave Jeff and his team a concept of we would like it to look like it was a warehouse where commercial fish might have been processed in the old days. Of course, we all know it was 12 by 12 on a broken slab of concrete over here, but we wanted that theme, and that's what they did. And I guess, can we announce about the Wahoo now, or is it too secretive? We should let it out.
Yeah,
we should let it out.
We had to
So,
straighten it out.
The Collins group did everything wonderful. Joe and I, about a month ago, came here when they're getting ready to open, and the only comment we both had almost simultaneously standing here as we looked up, and that Wahoo, as you can see the curvature of the fish, it was facing the exact opposite way. And Jeff understandably said, no, we want it that way so fishermen coming in can see it. And Joe and I said, I'd rather have all the people that are going to be here, eating here and everything else, see the Wahoo's head and tail rather than just the body, the side of the body. So our only input into all of the decorations and design and everything else is, and I think we should both point to it right now proudly. That's it. We believe it's facing the right way, at least for us.
One more question for Joe. Are you guaranteeing this restaurant will have great food like you guaranteed the Jets would beat the Colts in 1969?
I think this is a championship team given the management and the service. And yes, I guarantee you're going to have a wonderful time here and come back. Yes, ma'am.